Tuesday, everyone. I'm Kat Timpf. Welcome to a special edition of Gutfeld. Thank you, guys. I like that. All right, let's kick things off with some jokes. On Sunday, President Biden addressed the nation about the events unfolding in Syria, but he gave the entire address from the men's room. Yankees right fielder Juan Soto signed a 15-year contract with the New York Mets that will pay him $765 million. Yep, after taxes in New York, that's $62,000 a year. Google announced Sean Diddy Combs was the most searched musician globally. Incidentally, the FBI said the same thing. A runaway dog ended up in an animal shelter 1,200 miles away from home. In a related story, Kristi Noem reportedly said once her dog gets back, he's gonna pay. Finally, a man in Ottawa has been arrested for watching porn while driving. Still, it's not as bad as the other kind of carjacking. Who wrote that? It's true. It's funny because it's true. Now to the monologue. Things have escalated, you guys. Last week, I said I agreed with the guest on The View. This week, I actually agreed with the host on The View. And not just because I'm off my medication. Don't worry, I'm not gonna give the show too much credit because what was actually said on the show was not at all controversial. Watch.
All we have to do from now until January 21st is be with our families, be with our kids, do our jobs, make sure our checks don't bounce, make sure that we are taking care of ourselves and our families.
January 21st, who gets that much time off? But other than that, there's no way anyone could have a problem with what she said, right? Except this is The View, so of course someone did. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna give the show even less credit because someone else on the show did see this as controversial, and I am not joking. Take a look.
I told you last week I disagree with you when you say that because we have the luxury of saying that because we're legal, we are successful, we are. But if you're an illegal immigrant in this country, you're not going to be not in a panic. If you are a woman working for the Department of Defense, you have a right to be in a panic.
You tell people to stay fraught and like this.
I'm telling people to prepare, Whoopi. That means that they can be relaxing and enjoying Christmas
it doesn't mean that.
When winter is coming.
That has honestly got to be one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. And that's saying a lot because I've been working with Gutfeld every day for the past 10 years of my life. But anyway, a little trick I like to use to see things clearly is to take the politics out of them. Because when you take the politics out of this, it becomes even more clear just how dumb it is. Basically, Ana Navarro is saying that you can't relax with your family over the holidays because there will be other people who can't relax because of Trump. But the thing is, even if Trump didn't ever even exist, there would still be people who couldn't relax. Like, there's literally always going to be someone out there who's having a bad day for some reason. And some people are in a constant state of terror. But does any of this mean that you have to make sure you have a horrible day, too? When you have a day off or a chance to enjoy some time with your family, should you purposely ruin it because someone out there might be having a worse day than you are? Also, all of us have, in Anna's words, a right to be in a panic. I mean, obviously, right? If we got arrested for anxiety, I'd be getting read my Miranda rights 7 days a week. But it's like going out to get a bagel in your bathrobe. Just because it's your right, that doesn't mean you should. At least that's what the guy behind me in line said. All of us can always find reasons to freak out, including during the holidays. I might freak out because I'm about to have a baby and I'm nowhere near prepared yet. Last night, I was practicing how to change a diaper using my naked husband and a beach towel.
Quite an image.
I'm sorry, babe. Okay. You might be freaking out because I just mentioned my pregnancy, and you're one of the weirdos who gets so upset when I do that you verbally abuse me online for some reason. But the point is, a lot of us have a right to be in a panic for lots of reasons all the time. That doesn't mean that we should literally choose it, least of all at the expense of time with our families and friends. So, to quote a wise and brilliant mind who we can all agree has left us too soon, take care of yourselves and each other. welcome tonight's guest. She's got more spunk than 70s funk. Host of the Kennedy Saves the World podcast, Kennedy. To get even more screen time, he offered to replace the Fox Christmas tree. Host of One Nation and co-host of Fox and Friends, Brian Kilmeade. He loves smoking a rack of ribs with a cigarette. Comedian Jim Florentine. And big things seem small to him. New York Times bestselling author, comedian, and former NWA world champion Tyrus. Kilmeade, all the question that's written here for you is mean. I'm not going to read it because.
No, go ahead.
Well, I don't feel like just because Greg is a bully to you. Maybe I don't need to be mean to you.
It's how it makes me comfortable.
Okay, well, because I didn't write this. Somebody wrote, many viewers who watched the fight on The View said it was way more entertaining than any of your books by a very large margin. Care to comment?
All right, that's pretty mean.
I think, I think we'd be getting emails from Greg probably. He's writing.
Absolutely.
Sure,
probably writing a magic marker. I know it's from him, not from Tyrus. He likes me. At least
a friend.
He pledges to. Absolutely.
As a friend.
So, Kat, do you remember Billy Madison when he
Yes.
gave that speech where he says we're all dumber having heard that?
Yes.
You
I award you
putting us
no
through
points
that
and may God have
making
mercy
me
on your
prepare
soul.
for this, for doing that. We're all dumber having heard that. But think about this. The person that you think was sane was actually saying, we're going to lose our minds, but we're just going to do it on January 20th. Also, Nana Navarro's point was, if you're an illegal immigrant, you should be nervous, you should panic. Absolutely. If you're here illegally, panic. And do me a favor, leave. That would save Trump time and money. The craziest, I had to write this down. She said, I feel for women in the Defense Department. What does she feel about women in the Defense Department? Are they afraid they're not going to be in battle enough? I don't understand. Is it going to be so dangerous in the Pentagon? Are they saying if Pete gets in, all women run for your lives? That's absolutely insane. But that's what makes The View Gutfeld worthy, I guess.
This is my second monologue out of 2 that I've gotten out of the show, which I appreciate.
Okay.
I never want to. But Kennedy, so here's the thing. I am not someone who is melting down because Trump was elected and is going to be the president, right? Maybe these people are, maybe Whoopi is, but I do think her point, how could that be a bad one, of even if you are freaking out, it's okay to take some time with your family and enjoy your life. How could that possibly, under any circumstances, be controversial advice?
Yeah, by her logic, no one would ever relax ever.
Ever.
You know, it's like, she could think about Assad and Russia, like, that can't be comfortable.
No.
Like, he's in Russia now. He's not having Syrian food. Like, I'm sure his mattress is very lumpy. You know, or speaking of food, what about people with nut allergies? You know, how hard is it for them during fruitcake season?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to sleep a wink, but yes, people have to compartmentalize, and Whoopi Goldberg is right. Like, the world will still keep turning.
Yes.
There will always be unpopular presidents. There will always be bad decisions made by people in power that affect your life. That doesn't mean you should stop watching Elf, or you shouldn't go to the mall, or you shouldn't have a peppermint mocha from Starbucks.
Yeah.
Do it all, because, you know, January 19th, January 20th, not much is going to change between those 2 days.
By the way, I did both today.
Yes,
Peppermint mocha and watched Elf in preparing for this show.
When did you do that?
Don't ask me. I have cable in my office.
Okay. Jim, what do you think?
Well, first of all, I haven't seen women of that age being that upset since the Golden Girls got canceled. Trump was already president. They're worrying about the illegals. That's what he ran on in 2016, right? Build the wall, deport all illegals. Did anything crazy happen in those 4 years with that? No. So why would it now?
That is what's interesting to me, Tyrus, is when people say these things, he already was the president before.
Right. Well, are we sure? Because I think the problem for Navarro is apparently Ozempic takes more than weight away. Apparently takes your brain away. They love to fearmonger, and they're running out of stuff. The problem with what Whoopi said is the context of it. It's like a threat. It's like your mom got a call from school, but she works till 7. You get home at 2, and she's like, enjoy your brother, enjoy the fresh air, because when I get home at 7, your life is over. So that's what she was trying to do. And then Navarro is even taking it. You can't even do that.
Yeah.
Because as soon as he gets in, He's going to have an inauguration.
Right.
There's going to be a party. The mitigated gall to think that you're so important. The first thing he does when he puts his hand on the Bible and he's sworn in is he's going to step to the mic and be like, "The View, I'm coming." You know, like, I mean, it's like the arrogance. We had to deal with the extreme right, with the rigging and all the other behavior, and every one of them was sued civilly. I would like to see some of these hate mongers that said he was Hitler, democracy was gone, that they sat on TV and influenced Americans. I think civilly they're responsible. And Navarro seems to think she wants to keep that going because that's all she's got. And I feel like it's a disservice to people and why these CFOs and these people in charge of these networks let someone go on to spew hate and just ridiculousness in front of, because some people will believe this.
Yep.
There is people who are going, "Oh God, when he gets in, quick, hide everything." Like, yeah, he's going down to Fort Worth, Texas to come find you in your shanty, bro. It's not happening. He's got bigger things to do. He's Elon, if he was going to get guys to come after you, there'd be a bunch of dudes like me sitting around in black SUVs with lists of names, not Elon Musk and Vivek Ramsey.
Ramaswamy, but
I mean, Kennedy, honestly, the thing that really is the craziest about it is like Anna Navarro, she thought she ate with that, right?
Yeah.
She was like, "Oh, yeah, well, some people can't." Who does she not have friends outside the? How does that happen? How does that happen?
she's a Republican.
How does that happen?
She used
Yes,
to
I
be.
remember that.
I mean, but she's like Nicole Wallace.
Right.
You know, these nominal Republicans who are now self-loathing, like, "Oh my God, he's so gross, this is terrible." Yeah, they live in a bubble. And I bet every time she says something stupid after the show, she thanks God that she still has a job, because someone that incompetent and illogical shouldn't be employed in that fashion, speaking to as many people as she does. Whoopi Goldberg doesn't even like her. She completely turned on her. And then she probably locked her in a closet after she had some 5-alarm chili, which is not where you want to be after Whoopi's
Those are the same people that will see you eat a donut and take the last bite and put it in your bag and put it in the trash. You're like, "Oh, there are people starving in China while you throw your food away." They're just...
A few months ago, they were saying that The View is going to get canceled if Trump gets in office. They're not worried about that anymore?
No.
That was what they were fearing then.
Well, maybe that's what she wants everyone to be afraid of. I'm sure it's about her.
I don't want to slow her down, but you see on Sunday when the president was asked, "What do you say for people that didn't vote for you?" He goes, "I'm going to treat you the same. I love all of you." Could someone slip that clip into her things to read list?
Yeah, into the internment camps where he's going to round everyone up and vote for him.
Which I'm sure there'll be things to do in those camps.
Sure.
They don't just stand around.
At the risk of being controversial, it's okay to have a good day sometimes. Still ahead, a special update on where Greg has been. And up next, Bill's still a hater 8 years later.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.